It's starting now.
I wonder who's gonna try to be a general manager. I hope it's Sanka.
Somebody. She's gone.
Somebody.
Oh, is she studying abroad?
Literally everybody is gone.
No, she's graduating.
They're either
She's my year.
she's studying abroad. The email says she's
abroad then.
yeah. The email said they're either graduating or studying abroad.
Yeah, she's studying abroad because she's my year. She graduates next year.
Hey, awesome. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Because everyone else on the show everyone else that works here is like new besides us.
Hell yeah. Shoot. Okay. Hello and welcome to the CineManiacs here on Wednesday night. The Galaxy Radio.
Sorry.
You okay there, Brendan?
Yeah. Had a tickle in my throat.
Okay.
I started laughing and then I had a tickle in my throat and I started coughing. I'm okay.
So that's how Brendan's doing tonight then. So we didn't even say our names yet. Look,
I know.
So who we got on the show tonight, guys?
I'm Brendan.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Levi.
It's the same people every week.
I know, but it's still fun.
It's still fun.
No, they know who we are by now.
What?
Some people are new.
What?
And if they're new,
yeah, we have new people every now and then now.
yeah, if they're new, then welcome.
What?
I said if there's any, if they.
No, what I thought he meant was we have new people on the show every now and then.
Oh no! You and me were thinking viewers.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I meant.
Aw, man.
So,
I'm sorry.
how's everybody doing tonight?
I'm tired.
I can tell. You're acting like me from last week now. I'm gonna try to.
Hopefully you don't have to repeat yourself.
Hopefully I won't have to repeat myself. Yeah.
You know, let's hope
That was a
there's
joke.
No
That was a
repetition
joke.
This time tonight.
What'd you say?
Yeah, Levi. Let's hope there's no repetition tonight.
No repetition tonight.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Steven, how are you?
I'm alright. I'm doing pretty good.
It's the same thing every week. When are you not doing good?
Alright.
Oh my God.
Come on now, Levi.
No.
Well, I bought Justice League tonight so I can do research for my Mom Wants Cinema paper.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
You bought a decent movie.
I'm doing my paper on Zack Snyder.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing your paper on, Steven? Or any papers?
Class. I don't have any papers due.
For any classes?
Lucky.
No. Yeah, you're lucky.
I only have I have to work on a presentation this weekend.
That's not
Which is
bad.
me doing a mock grant. So
That sounds.
it's not
weird.
hard. It's like 3 slides about what event I would do that work for this made up grant.
That sounds easy.
It's really simple. Just have to come up with money prices.
You okay, Brendan?
I heard it ticking. I'm sorry.
That's probably the clock that's up there.
That's a
That
digital
clock doesn't
It don't
tick. It's a digital clock.
I said that. Now you're.
I don't know, but yeah.
In my head, I was saying it before you said it.
Yeah, I think the only paper that I had due was my film response paper last week for 12 Angry Men, which I already finished and got back the same day.
Yeah, because Rick is an awesome teacher.
Yeah, so I have no papers that are upcoming. Only thing I have to worry about is editing stuff for myself and a friend for his overview, and passing finals and doing an audio project, which I need to find people to record stuff for me. Record stuff with me.
I'm so busy.
Oh.
Here's the thing. I actually do have a lot of stuff I gotta do. I got Armand World Cinema paper, and I got a graphics and effects project that I have to do.
Graphics and effects is not that hard. The paper,
It is for me.
The paper I can understand.
Graphics and effects is hard for me.
That's because you have a teacher.
What?
You don't
Okay,
even
you
know.
You don't know my professor.
I thought you didn't like him.
Yes, I do like him.
No. Alright. No. Okay,
I said he goes fast. But that's it. I never said I didn't like him.
I don't know why I thought you disliked your teacher.
No. Never said that.
Okay.
Well,
It's been a while since we talked about your teacher, so that's why I was a little bit confused about
That's
it.
because I've
That's
had no
okay.
problems lately.
there's no problems.
Alright.
So there's
exactly.
no problems.
So there's no problems.
That makes sense now.
It's okay. I didn't like graphics and effects, but it wasn't because of my teacher. It was just because I don't like graphics and effects.
I don't like After Effects. After Effects is hard for me.
After Effects
buddy.
is pretty fun.
After Effects is going to be your best friend all of junior year.
I know.
I love After
For
Effects.
you at
I
least,
know.
it's going to be your best friend.
I know.
Oh, well, are you doing visual?
I'm doing motion graphics
Yeah,
next semester.
After Effects is fun. It is involves sometimes it involves a lot of tracking, which gets.
There's always tracking.
I know.
There's so much tracking.
And it's really tough to to keep track of.
Don't do water. Don't do water. You
God,
can't.
don't do
You
water.
can't track water. So, no, honestly, like footage-wise, like you can't track water when you put it in After Effects. It's real difficult. Like you can't. Same thing with like deserts. You can't do deserts. It's nothing like plain flat.
Like track people.
Yeah.
Tracking people's pretty simple.
Yeah. Or if you were to do like trees or something, that's not bad.
Yeah.
The leaves might be a little annoying, but
Yeah.
it's okay. I'm doing okay too. I'm busy too because I got the same paper, Modern World Cinema, and tomorrow I'm gonna get assigned probably our Meaning of Life final paper. Yeah. And then I have a final for Intro to Ethics paper. And then, I still have a paper to write for my assistant directing class after I AD for Austin at R6.
I literally don't have any papers to work on. Like,
You are a
I
lucky
feel like my
man.
life is kind of empty without having anything to write. But then again, I realize that equals less stress for me.
Not a semester goes by where I don't have
A paper.
a paper.
I
Not
mean,
one
last
semester goes by.
semester I had more papers due last semester because I had my my film studies class and like all of the like a few other like basic classes.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think this year is more project focused because I have like projects for experimental and projects for audio. Like I have to like make more of those and like do those consistently. But like this week is like one of like the few weeks where I've actually been like really caught up with what I'm doing. Like
Really?
Yeah.
You're caught up?
I don't have anything to. That's why. Like I'm caught up with like with this week I'm caught up. Like next week, I have to work on my final project for experimental, and I have to work on my final project for audio, which is just like recording either Harlem Nights or Rabbit Season from Looney Tunes, and just like doing that and then putting in like not visual effects but audio effects in there, like sound effects, and like doing all of that, which isn't really that hard. So
Well, have fun and good luck.
it will be really simple.
Okay, Brendan, you're making faces. What's happening?
One of the movies that we're reviewing tonight, the first movie that we're reviewing tonight, is airing this Friday at 11:30 p.m. on Bravo,
Hey,
so we could watch it.
I like the gameplay.
Yeah.
Speaking of game plan, what's the plan for the show tonight?
The plan for the show tonight is to read the PSA before we go any further with the plan for the show
Yes,
tonight.
PSA is important because
So,
they're finally back
We got
up.
PSAs tonight.
I know. They're back after, 3 weeks or so? Like 2 weeks of not having them, and then
I
2
know, I didn't
weeks of
have
having
them.
the simple ones?
I didn't have any when I had my show last week.
Yeah,
so
it's-
I didn't have that. I didn't have any like log, so I didn't have anything like to really like write down and talk about. So I just like played music for the entire show, which was really nice and relaxing.
Nice. Well, we're going to take a...
What's itching? I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay. So, we're going to take a slight dark turn here for a minute to talk about domestic violence. So, they don't talk about their bruises. They don't talk about their depression. They don't talk about their missing days at work. So how do you tell them you've noticed? If your friend is a victim of domestic abuse, talk to them about it. And don't stop talking until the violence stops. To find out how, call 1-800-VIOLENCE for a free brochure. Alright, that's our domestic violence PSA for tonight. So, now, let's minus the domestic for a minute and just stick with violence. Because that is what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson does in a lot of his films, which happens to be the cinematic universe we are going to be discussing
The
tonight.
DJCU.
The DJCU,
Dwayne
everybody.
Johnson Cinematic
The
Universe.
Dwayne Johnson Cinematic Universe. So, we got quite a bit of a variety of a lineup tonight, leading up to his newest film that's out now, Rampage. So, Brendan, you got the lineup. What are we reviewing tonight?
For the first half, we will be reviewing The Game Plan, The Tooth Fairy, and G.I. Joe Retaliation. Then for the second half, we'll be reviewing Pain and Gain, San Andreas, and then ending with Rampage.
All right. Sounds like quite the lineup for Dwayne Johnson. If you've been with us for almost 2 years now, you will have noticed we've reviewed other Dwayne Johnson movies along the way. So, we haven't hit the Fast and Furious yet. But, when Fast and Furious 9 comes out, or when the solo Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham movie comes out, you can assure there will be a Fast and Furious.
Why are they making it?
Because they have to, Steven.
They don't have to.
They must.
Jason Statham was just in the new one.
No.
Which one?
He's been in them since,
7, right?
Was it 7?
There's only 2 movies.
No. He
was not.
It is 2.
It's 2, 7, and 8.
It is 2, 7
I thought
and
he was
8.
just in 8.
No, he was in 7. I thought.
Yeah, he was in 7.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen
Oh yeah,
any.
no, you'd be right. He was only 7 and 8 because Luke Evans plays his brother in Fast and Furious 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens.
Oh, okay.
Coolio.
I was gonna say, how do you know this? You've never seen him either.
This series means nothing to me
I know Paul Walker's not in 8. He's not.
Yeah, we all know that.
Can we get on, please?
Dwayne Johnson didn't start coming into him until the 4th one, Fast and Furious. Take out the "thes."
I
Yeah.
hate these movies.
You've never seen. You've never
I
seen
like
them.
the first
The
3.
names just make me mad. But anyway, let's
We'll review them when we get there.
review the game plan.
All right, my lord.
I'm sorry, it's 9:44.
Uh-huh.
We need to get started.
We spend 15 minutes on each, and we got this. We'll be
That's
fine.
still a long time. It's like
15 minutes for each movie. That's
with
not
the
bad.
break in the middle.
Yeah,
That's still a while.
we'll be okay.
Anyway, let's start talking about the game plan.
Right. So this is back when he was called either The Rock or Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
And this movie, I know back in the early 2000s when he did Mummy Returns, Scorpion King, all those fun
Walking
little
Tall.
gaggy movies. Yeah. What was it?
Walking Tall.
Walking Tall. Yeah, he was in that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, he was in the remake of it.
Who's
There
in-
was 2 Walking Talls from what I know of.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah. So this is when this is post. This is the beginning of post WWE because he did Mummy Returns and Scorpion King
When he was still.
while he was still doing WWE. He was still a wrestler. So now this is the beginning of his official film career. His official film career, his official stardom, his official way of making it to the top grossing star of 2017.
The official beginning of the Dwayne Johnson Cinematic Universe. It
Yep.
all begins right here with the game plan.
It does. It does. So, what?
Nothing, just Dwayne Johnson's.
Dwayne Johnson Cinematic Universe, baby. Alright. So, we'll start off with the game plan. If it's okay, I'm going to do the synopsis, because I haven't seen Tooth Fairy or G.I. Joe Retaliation. So, the game plan, Dwayne Johnson, he plays a football star. A big football star. Get it? Because he's big, and he's a huge star, because he's a football. Get it? There's going to be lots of puns tonight. Alright? So, what's his name? Keen? What's his first name? Wasn't it
Joe Kingman.
Joe Kingman. And he's living the high life. He got it all. He's he's a quarterback for what team was it? Were they in the Northeast? I thought they were in the Northeast.
Just continue. I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay, cool. So he's Joe Kingman. He's a football star, and he's living the high life. He got a nice apartment.
The Rebels.
The Rebels.
Boston Rebels.
Boston Rebels. I thought it was Boston. So yeah, and he's got it all. He's got the friends. He's got the money. He's got the nice apartment. However, there's a knock on his door one day, and guess who? Little Madison Pettis is her name?
That's the actress.
Yeah, I know. And It's his daughter. The Rock has a daughter.
Yep.
I mean, he doesn't in real life, but
Pebbles and Bam Bam.
That was funny. That was funny. So was Grandpa the Stone?
Yes.
They used to ride these babies for miles.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stop.
That was funny.
The Boulder.
Boulder. That was funny, Steven. I will give you that. That was funny. Yeah, it's his daughter, and his whole world just turns upside down because he learns that he got a daughter, and he can't be fooling around anymore.
Yep.
He can't be being free on his own.
And all that.
Yeah, he can't be just joking around. It's time to get it together. It's time to get it together. Stop acting like a kid, and take care of a kid. What's that look for?
Oh no, I'm reading the plot to the Tooth Fairy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I couldn't remember what he did that caused him to become the Tooth Fairy.
Gotcha. But and so the rest of the movie of the game plan is about him balancing the life he's living now. To having to take care of his daughter, to being a dad. He now has to deal with that. Mm-hmm. And it's a good family film.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's a Disney film, and it is a good family film. I know I liked this movie when I was little. We watched it. And, it does it's your typical movie of, I'm having fun, I'm enjoying myself, but then your life turns upside down.
Your life gets flipped, turned upside down.
Hey, this is Dwayne Johnson night, not Will Smith night.
I know, if I could easily sneak that joke in, and I did.
Both in the Northeast, Philadelphia, Boston.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the gameplay. It's a good family film, in my opinion. Like, I watched it for the first time, when it first came out. It was like 09 or 08.
07.
07.
Yep.
So yeah,
it's been.
And it was that movie.
Years.
It's the game plan that introduced me to Dwayne Johnson.
Really?
Yep. I had no idea who he was until the game plan came out, and it was introduced as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yes.
I'm not having another night like last night. I promise. I'm trying to think of something else. I was trying to think of what I was going to say before, but now we're here. So I should stop worrying about before. So the game plan is a good family film, and I really this is a movie that introduced me to The Rock. And I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know who he was until this movie. And I really enjoy it. It's a good family film. It does a really good job with his, it's very apparent of his character development and how he changes from being this one of the boys, cracking a cold one open with the boys, to having to open a jukebox box for his daughter.
Yep.
So, but yeah, at the beginning, it's like the typical dad, when you're trying to make that transition, no touching this, no doing this, none of this, none of that. All right, you got it. This is your space. This is mine. All right, good night.
And
Bye-bye.
She was just she was like, so what do I do?
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you talking about?
Do kid things. I don't know. So, and then
didn't he have a girlfriend over or something? And he was like, you stay out here, I'll be in here. Yeah. And she was like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. And then once she came out of the room, and immediately turned the girlfriend off, and she walked out, and it was like, oh man, you're not into this kid thing.
Yep.
Dang.
You know what my favorite part of this movie was, though? What?
No, the wording in my head was just like, oh god.
You know what my favorite part of this movie was, though?
What was your favorite part?
The part where, because she's always making cookies.
Yeah.
And he's allergic to whatever she put in the cookies, and doesn't he have like an allergic reaction?
Yeah, like cinnamon or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to cinnamon. Yeah.
It was cinnamon.
Yeah.
Because he was like, what do you put in these cookies? And she's like, cinnamon? He's like, I'm allergic to cinnamon.
It was like the big, like they were taking photos and doing interviews. It was like the big promo day for their team.
Yeah, and he had to say something that had the letter S in it a lot.
Yeah.
He couldn't say it because
Sparkle. It was like something with sparkles or whatever.
Sparkles.
Because like I remember because they kept having to do it like
they were like, try it again, and he was like, okay. Oh my God, what was it? Let me look.
Anyways, but yeah, it just does a very good job of showing that character development of it's time to stop. It's time to stop screwing around. There's another word I want to use, but it's not after 10, and I can't.
Don't.
Yeah,
No.
but
Irresponsible adult.
Irresponsible adult. Kind of.
I said be a responsible adult.
Oh, you are right. You are right. That's exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah.
Because, go ahead.
I was saying yeah because he starts off as being irresponsible and just like he's used to just caring and looking out for himself. So when his wife just sends his daughter here, he's just like, what am I supposed to do? I have no clue what to do. So he like tries his best to like make her feel comfortable, but also just like still is like, I don't care what you do as long as you don't bother me. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then the hijinks start, and he slowly learns how to like take care for his daughter and just appreciate her more, and becomes more of like he becomes more of an actual father near the end.
Yeah.
At the end of the film. So,
He learns that being a dad, it ain't that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It ain't that bad. It's kind of like I probably
think. Please think.
Alright, you think it would be appropriate to use this?
No.
No. If you gotta
if you
ask.
had to ask, then no.
No.
Like, even if we waited like 6 months.
No. No. Just continue.
It's a good analogy.
Just go.
And I think in this day and age,
No.
They said no, everybody. Alright. I don't know if I got much more to say. I hate you both. I don't think I got much more to say. It's a good family film. I definitely recommend going and seeing it. It's very cliche, very typical. The normal, we see it every day. I mean, if you have any idea what I was gonna reference or talk about, you probably live it then. But it's a pretty good movie. It's a good family film. Go see it. Check it out. It's what helped started Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. Well, they helped get him more involved.
Yeah.
Because he was doing movies before this.
Yeah. Just not as much like what this kick started.
Oh God.
Yeah. So yeah. You guys want to go ahead and do your reviews?
I mean, that's really all I have to say.
Yeah,
is
you
that
pretty much summed up both of our reviews.
This movie's really, really fun. I think I watched it for the first time. I watched it when it came out on DVD because I'm pretty sure me and my mom rented it.
Yeah.
From Blockbuster.
I rented it too from like Blockbuster. Our video store was called.
Because my mom loves Dwayne Johnson. Absolutely loves Dwayne Johnson. And so we watched it, and like you said, it's just a really fun, feel-good movie.
It is.
It's on TV all the time.
Yes. I think the one part I like is when he goes to the one party, and he leaves, and then he's seeing like my girl in the car, and he picks up the football helmet, and he realizes my girl. He left his daughter back.
Yeah, he left her at the party.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Excuse me, I can't find my dad." As the music's blaring, he comes running, and he's like, "Come on, let's go."
Yeah.
This is a Disney movie.
It is.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah, you did.
Now you're repeating me.
Still not as bad as you guys.
I don't know if anything would be as bad as what I was last week. Or that Butcher of Divergent.
Oh my god.
That Butcher of Divergent was so bad.
Oh my god.
See, in like the archives of the CineManiacs, there are like iconic moments that happen. The only rating of a 10 out of 10 that we had on the show with Doctor Strange, the butchering
of
Divergent, and now
whatever that was last week.
and whatever happened last week.
I just said that.
I know.
Guys, let's not. Tonight cannot be the sequel. Okay. Hey, I like Alvin and the Chipmunk. That wasn't Dwayne Johnson though. That was Jason Lee.
Yeah.
And Zachary Levi was the second one because Jason Lee was doing a TV show which eventually flopped and didn't get renewed, and so that's why he came back for the others. Anyways.
I didn't even know they changed actors in the second one.
No, they didn't change actors. Jason Lee was still in it, but he wasn't the lead. He was a supporting.
Oh yeah, it was like his.
Because Zachary Levi played like his nephew.
Yeah.
That came in to take care of him while he was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because Alvin did something that like broke every bone.
When does Alvin not do something wrong?
Alvin!
Anyway, that's another one.
That's a Jason Lee night. Tonight's not Jason Lee. It's Dwayne
I don't
Johnson.
think we'll ever have a Jason Lee night.
Why not? Memphis Blues and Alvin.
He's made nothing.
Is that it?
Incredibles? He was the villain in The Incredibles.
Syndrome?
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll have nothing new many times.
It's okay. I agree. We're not going to have the Jason Lee.
Yeah.
Do we just want to give our ratings for the game plan now?
Sure.
Yeah.
You want to go first since you gave a synopsis, Levi?
Sure. Yeah. I'll give the game plan. We'll give it a 6.7. 6.7.
I'll give the game plan a 6.5.
Same, I'll also give it a 6.5.
Hey!
Wow.
It's like not great, but it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's
It's fun. It's good.
It's a cute movie.
It is cute. All right. So now we'll move on to the Tooth Fairy.
The Tooth Fairy. Do you want me to do the synopsis for the Tooth Fairy, Steven?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm like, yeah, you already had it looked up anyway.
So the Tooth Fairy.
The Tooth Fairy.
Stars.
Shoot. My shoes in tie.
Stars.
I'm sorry. Continue. Ignore us.
Stars.
Did you
Dwayne
lose
Johnson.
I'm like, did you lose where you were?
No, it stars Dwayne Johnson, Ashley Judd, and it also stars Seth MacFarlane.
And Larry the Cable Guy, right?
For the sequel.
He wasn't in the OG?
No.
Wasn't Christopher Walken in this Tooth Fairy movie?
Are you thinking of Click?
No. I know what Click is, and I know Christopher Walken.
Billy Crystal was in this movie.
Maybe that's what I'm
They're
thinking.
like both.
That's Jerry
Don't
is
feel
the
bad,
Tooth Fairy.
Levi. I confuse them every now and then.
Billy
too.
Crystal and Christopher Walken?
Yeah, they just like kind of look the same.
That's fair.
Anyway, so Dwayne Johnson plays a man named Derek Thompson. Sounds just like Dwayne Johnson, right?
Derek.
And Derek Thompson is a hockey player. And,
Go from football to hockey.
yeah. And anyway, he ends up getting the name Tooth Fairy because he keeps, knocking people down and making them lose their teeth while he plays hockey. Like he knocks their teeth out.
Yeah.
Really?
And anyway, he has a girlfriend, which is played by Ashley Judd. And what?
Nothing.
And they have a 6-year-old daughter. And one night, the daughter loses a tooth. Okay, so she puts her tooth under her pillow. And this is why my eyes went really big, because I forgot that this is what he did. She loses a tooth, puts a tooth under her pillow, all that. So her mom puts the dollar under the pillow. And Derek, he needs cash for something. And he sneaks into her room and takes the dollar out from under her pillow. And the girl wakes up and says, "What are you doing?" Like, "That's my dollar from the Tooth Fairy. The Tooth Fairy gave me that." And he goes, "Ha, Tooth Fairy doesn't exist." And leaves.
Oh
He straight up just looks this girl in the eyes in the middle of the night and says, "Tooth Fairy doesn't exist," and leaves. Well, then he gets summoned by Billy Crystal, who is the Tooth Fairy, and says, "You know what? Since you're gonna be that type of person, I'm gonna make you the new Tooth Fairy." So he gives him like, oh god, what stuff does he give him?
Like the wings.
He gives him wings, shrinking paste, invisible spray, and amnesia dust. That's what it was. And, yeah, I mean, it's basically just, Dwayne Johnson's character is having to learn to be a better person by having to do the duties of the Tooth Fairy, since he wanted to say that, the Tooth Fairy doesn't exist. So it's really just about learning to become a better person.
I just looked up the plot of Retaliation. God. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Wait, what?
What?
Oh, Seth MacFarlane was another Tooth Fairy. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah, Seth MacFarlane was in a movie.
He was in Ted movies. He's Ted.
I know that.
He was in a movie.
Julie Andrews.
He's in a movie before Ted, and I forgot about it.
Oh.
The other Tooth Fairy.
Well,
Because they end up saying that Derek is like the worst Tooth Fairy that they've ever had.
What all you guys got to say? Anything else about the Tooth Fairy? The synopsis, that is, before you go into what you think.
No, I mean, that's
pretty much
really
the movie.
it.
Well, alrighty then.
What?
Alright.
During the credits, Derek is shown playing left wing for the LA Kings?
Oh, okay.
What?
Alright.
I guess I'll just go with my review.
Do
of the
it.
movie.
Go.
Wait, did you say rating?
I said
Review.
review.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It has been a while since I've seen this movie. But what I remember the movie, it was just like it wasn't a movie that was just on TV. So I was like, I guess I'll watch
That's exactly
it.
how I saw it.
I'm like, it's on TV. I don't know what it's. I know what it's about, and it seems really stupid, but I'll just watch it anyway. So I watched it, and I was like, this is
About what I expected.
this is like strongly mediocre. And I was, it's like, it's not like horrible, but it's also not good. It's like in the hard middle, and it didn't like the hard middle. Like the story was alright. It had a couple like funny moments, but like not a lot. Not none I can remember off the top of my head.
That's funny.
It literally just like it's
What
just.
about the scene where he has to do the ballerina dance?
What?
Do you not remember that? That's where the tutu and all that?
No.
The little girls
Oh yeah.
dance recital?
Okay, I remember that now.
He gets to see big buff Dwayne Johnson in a tutu,
I mean,
in a leotard.
that, and then years later we get to see Dwayne Johnson in a fat suit in Central Intelligence. So
That was fun.
I don't know. It does nothing for me.
Okay.
It was kind of funny, but not really. I don't know. The humor back then was just pretty basic.
This was 2007.
Like I said, the humor back then, pretty basic. I don't know. That's all I really have to say. This movie is pretty it's just strong mediocre. That's literally it. So
That's fine. Yeah, that's fair.
your turn.
Well, I watched this movie again with my mom because she loves Dwayne Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure it was on like not Showtime, but
Stars?
like Stars or something.
Always
because
on.
we,
It was
because
always
we,
on Stars when I was a kid.
we had like a free month of Stars,
Yeah.
like a free trial or whatever, so we did that, and it was on, and we watched it, and it's not that memorable of a movie, but me personally, I thought it was fun just to, watch if there's, nothing else on and you're just bored and want something to see. I thought it was pretty fun. Him learning how to use like the amnesia dust, and then he ends up buying like second grade supplies because they took his away. So he ends up screwing up and gets seen by one of the kids' parents or whatever. I thought that was pretty fun. I still think the tutu scene's pretty funny, where he's a ballerina. It's big buff Dwayne Johnson in a tutu. Giving me this weird look, leave. You haven't seen Tooth Fairy, have you?
Am I reviewing it?
I don't remember.
No, he's not as loose.
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
It's literally just like me and you for the majority of, for like literally this first half.
I mean, this movie's basically just game plan, except he gets turned into a Tooth Fairy after he becomes
It's
a
the
jerk.
game plan with magic.
It's the game plan, but he becomes a Tooth Fairy.
I never saw this movie just because it didn't look good.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Like I said, strong mediocre.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't amazing. It wasn't great. It was fine.
It was below okay, just fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
Strong mediocre.
I mean, that's
That's it.
that's basically all I have.
Alright.
I mean, there's no point in me trying to defend this movie.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna hop into my rating of this movie.
Oh, okay.
I forget this movie more often than I remember it. I forget that it exists. For some reason, like, the sequel sticks out more in my mind and I never saw it.
What?
Because I just...
Does it only stick out because Larry the Cable Guy's in it?
Yes.
So then you remember this one just as much as you remember the second one because you remember Dwayne Johnson was in it.
Yeah, I remember the plot of this one very vaguely. I just don't know the plot of the second one.
So you don't know the second one more than you do the first one.
I'm
Yeah, but
confused.
usually I don't know. Usually when I think about the Tooth Fairy, for some reason the second one pops up in my mind faster than the first one, and I don't know why.
Okay.
I'm just as confused as you are.
Give
Honestly,
your
you're
rating.
not making any sense.
My rating's like a
No, no, it's
it's like a
low.
5.5.
All right,
Hey, I reached my move goal.
that's. Thank
What's
you.
your rating, Brendan?
Yeah.
I'll give the Tooth Fairy a 5.3.
All right. You guys are good.
Yeah.
You chose your ratings good.
I mean, this would not go past the 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
This wouldn't come out the 5 zone for me, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. 5 zone.
Oh, alright.
Well, you got the 7 zone, we got the 5 zone.
So,
Your turn for G.I. Joe Retaliation.
yep. So, G.I. Joe Retaliation came out in 2013.
I thought that's where you were just gonna leave it.
That's it. I'm
That's
done. But no, the movie picks up after the first one. Rise of Cobra ends with Channing Tatum as the leader of the G.I. Joes. He is who is he again?
Duke.
He's Duke. Yeah,
Duke, like Dukes of Hazzard,
Stop.
More like Duke Silver.
or like Duke is in Marmaduke.
It's just Duke.
You guys remember Marmaduke with
I
Owen
know.
Wilson and George Lopez?
But anyway, it picks up with Duke as the leader of the Joes, and if you remember where the last movie left off, you know that the president is not the real president. It's actually Zartan, who impersonates the president.
Yep.
I don't know how anyone did not realize it,
I've
but
never seen any of the G.I.
Because
Joe.
Zartan's good at what he does. He's basically the chameleon from the Spider-Man
you're right.
comics.
But yeah, like no one knew that the not the chameleon, that Zartan replaced the president is now the fake president, and one of his like beginning orders of business in the movie is to destroy the Joes, and they're like they're in Pakistan, and they get framed for stealing warheads, and they all get struck down by a military strike. So literally within like the first 10 minutes, they kill off Channing Tatum immediately.
Yeah, I
'Cause
remember that made me super mad
What
because
was
I was
he
like,
doing at the time?
I
Was
don't
he
know.
like Magic Mike or something?
2013?
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike was before G.I. Joe.
Was it?
It was. Magic Mike was 2012.
Was he doing 21 Jump Street?
21
let me
Jump
check,
Street
let me
was
check.
before Magic Mike.
No, he literally had. So
21 Jump
the
Street
movie
was
that came out
also-
before Retaliation was the movie Side Effects.
Yeah, that was in
What was
February.
after?
This is the end, where he made a cameo.
So there's no reason for him to be killed off so quickly.
He was then in White House Down.
Oh yeah, that was coming out too.
which came out
That might be it.
came out in June, and this
Yeah.
came out in March. So
Yeah.
that's what happened.
White House down.
Yeah, that's literally what happened, and that probably more into White House Down, which I enjoyed more than Retaliation, honestly.
I've never seen White House Down, but I think
It's
White House
pretty-
Down looks better than
It's
G.I.
pretty
Joe.
fun, and it literally the only people that survive are the Rock's character, Roadblock, Flint, and Lady J. Literally the only 3 people that survive, and it goes pretty much back and forth.
So
They didn't bring back anybody else from the main cast except Jay Tatum, pretty much.
wow. Well, and Snake Eyes.
Anyone can play Snake Eyes, honestly. They don't really show his face that much.
They never show his face. That's the point
Exactly.
of Snake Eyes.
So,
But
they
he's still
could-
played by the same guy.
which
They
is
still brought him back.
that's fine. That's
You
good.
need to give him a paycheck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Ray Park, guy that played Darth Maul.
Cool.
Oh,
I
I thought you guys
But-
would think that was more interesting.
I mean, it is interesting. And then pretty much from there, it's pretty much up to Roadblock, Flint, and Lady J to bring the Joes back into being in a better light and exposing the injustice happening within the government, which sounds really real today. I mean, I'm not wrong, but it's pretty much that, and then also they asked for the help of Bruce Willis.
So you get to say that, and I can't say what I was going to say for the gameplay.
No. But yeah, then there's a cameo in this movie with Bruce Willis because he's the original G.I. Joe.
It's not really a cameo. He's a very important supporting character, surprisingly. He plays a big part in the last half of the movie.
Oh my god, you're right.
It's not a cameo at all. Remember that scene where the pickup truck's going by and he's sitting in? He's laying in the back and he sits up and he's just like... with that stupid look on it.
So it's kind of like Expendables 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but pretty much after that attack happens, the Joes are they're traitors in the world's eyes. They have and then Cobra slowly takes control of all the world leaders and puts them under their control, and the Joes have to go and get the job done and save the world again with the help of Bruce Willis and Snake Eyes, and eventually Storm Shadow, who I think changes sides in this movie.
Does he? I don't think he does.
I don't know. I like Storm Shadow in the movie compared to the first one because at first,
he does.
yeah, I remember that.
forgot that.
Yeah, because I remember.
He killed Zartan.
Yeah, I remember because the fact of him and Snake Eyes had a fight, but I think made him realize that I shouldn't be doing this. We're brothers, so we shouldn't be fighting against each other. We should be fighting with each other.
Yeah.
Or something of those sorts. I don't remember.
See, I'm gonna be honest. That's one of the reasons that I actually enjoyed Retaliation to some extent. I always thought that the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow plot was so interesting.
Don't forget Storm
Snake
Shadow's
Eyes is
cousin, Jinx,
Jinx was cool.
which was Snake Eyes' apprentice.
She's played by Elodie Young.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know who that is.
Oh.
She plays Elektra in Daredevil season 2. She was she was the main female character besides, I think, who was it? Not Salma Hayek, but in The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Oh. Wow, she's also in Gods of Egypt. She's also in Gods
Who
of
in
Egypt.
it besides from Salma Hayek? Oh, Ryan
Elodie Young.
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, Samuel Jackson. She was one of the main characters.
but Ryan Reynolds is girlfriend?
Yes.
Or, ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's who she played.
Oh, cool.
She's a really good actress. I
She's
really
also in
like her.
Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah, she's in the Zombies. She's one of the Zombies characters.
Interesting. She's also in Gods of Egypt.
Stop.
That
You-
movie's actually not that.
No,
that movie
it's
is
not.
fun.
No,
it's
fun.
not.
It's not.
You are in the wrong. I'm
Wait,
sorry.
I'm not saying it's good. I was saying it is fun. When you sit with the right people, it's fun to watch. Meaning, I watched this movie with Pedro because he had it on DVD.
Oh, God.
He actually bought it.
It's a joke in our group about Gods of Egypt,
Um,
but
what I'm gonna say about Retaliation
mhm.
is that Rise of Cobra is the better movie.
Is that the first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Retaliation is fun, and I think it has a little bit more action.
Yeah, it does. Like, I didn't...
Because the scene with Snake Eyes and
On the
Jinx
Himalayas.
escaping the... Oh, what was it? Like the dojo
temple.
or the
Yeah.
temple? In the Himalayan mountains.
Welcome to the Himalayas!
That scene is awesome with them running along the mountain and slicing the cables and all that. That scene is awesome. Snake Eyes is my favorite character in G.I. Joe.
Slicing cables. Do you think Deadpool will slice cable? Is just... I'm sorry, that was a big...
Oh, yeah, he's in this movie.
I'm sorry.
Now, this is a
I
cameo.
apologize for that one.
Speaking of cameos, the only cameo in this movie that I actually now remember is the Blind Master in this movie, which was played by Wu-Tang Clan member RZA.
What?
Yeah, you don't remember the Blind Master was played by RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan.
No,
I don't even know what you're talking about. What is that?
Wu-Tang Clan is a
Oh.
musical group.
I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, the Wu-Tang Clan has many iconic members, such as Old Dirty Bastard and many other people. Many other people that are like in the Wu-Tang Clan. That's how Childish Gambino got his name.
Yeah.
He went online and did a Wu-Tang Clan generator.
Wait, isn't Childish Gambino?
He's not in the Wu-Tang Clan.
It's Donald Glover.
That's just Donald Glover.
Yeah.
So why does he go by Donald Glover?
Please stop.
I know. That's a legit question.
Why does 50 Cent go by 50 Cent? Why does Eminem go by Eminem?
Dude, that's their names.
Anyway.
Stop talking.
I'm sorry. By the way, Childish Gambino and Donald Glover are both gonna host and be musical.
Okay. Anyway,
Saturday Night Live.
This movie.
What did I say?
This movie is a lot of fun. I don't know. Like, I think this movie has a lot more action, like you said, in it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I prefer this one more because of it has so much more action. I did not really care that much for the original G.I. Joe, except they had like I like some of the original one. They had the Baroness and her whole side story, which was never touched back on again in this movie.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, she's gone. But then also what made it more interesting was I looked at the section of the wiki that's called the cancel sequel and reboot.
They're
supposed to have a Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover movie.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Thank God it never happened.
Yeah, thank God that did not happen.
It would have been better than the movie they have now.
Then I would have had to watch G.I. Joe. Oh, Lord.
The first one's good.
The first one's not bad.
Yeah,
the second one is like... The second
The first film was supposed to have a 2016 release date.
Oh, man. They're supposed to bring back the Baroness in the third one, which I would enjoy.
And Scarlet.
I would enjoy both of those.
Scarlet.
Stop. But no, like, I think the only reason I actually watched the G.I. Joe like movies when they came out was when I was a kid. They had like the TV show, like one of the newer version of the cartoon that was on TV.
Oh yeah.
That I watched, and then they made like another cartoon show. What did you find out?
It was announced in September 2017 that the third film is canceled and a reboot of the franchise will happen. Paramount announced that the reboot will be released on March 27th, 2020.
Oh,
guys, that's in 2 years.
God. Oh, look. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That'll be released whenever we're seniors.
2020 is 2 years away.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, the main cartoon I was thinking about is G.I. Joe Renegades, which kind of had a similar plot to Retaliation, because it's based off of the Joes in the show were like
the Joes
renegades. They're turned.
You got pictures now, and I'll look at it myself.
Like it was not on TV.
Because I might have seen this. I might have watched G.I. Joe Renegades.
Yeah, like they
I'm super obsessed with G.I.
You were super obsessed with G.I. Joe?
For a short time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I did see this. I did watch.
Yeah, because the thing was like they were framed just like in the movie, and they had like become fugitives and like set things right.
Nice.
It was like it was kind of like the movie, but except it was better.
Wow, we both
But,
repeated him. Look at us go. We're doing a
I
good
thought,
job,
I
guys.
thought that was funny.
I mean, honestly,
I wasn't
like
dashing you out. I'm just saying, like, look at us go.
also at this
Repeating.
point, I don't have much else to say about Retaliation. It was a fun movie.
Was it?
It was a fun movie. Like
Yeah.
I like it better than I like the original, than the first G.I. Joe movie.
Really?
I like it literally just because it has more action in it. That's the only reason why I like it.
I mean, that's fair.
Story-wise, the story goes to the Rise of Cobra.
Yeah.
Rise of Cobra has a much better story,
That's how I am.
but like it,
I like Rise of Cobra more.
the action is what gets me. For this one, so Retaliation is better for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
But do you have anything else to say about the movie?
I know I basically had the exact same thing as you. I mean, it's a fun movie if you just want to turn off your brain.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's like a lot of movies that would.
Like a lot of them.
It's a very good action movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of got the Expendables vibe to me, honestly.
Yeah. I can see it. But
I mean, that's basically it. Like, I mean, if you want to check it out, but like, don't go out of your way.
on TV.
It's probably on FX or FXX right now, so.
Mm-hmm. So
It's not how accurate it actually
ratings,
is.
I guess.
Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll give this movie like a solid 6.
Okay. That's
It's
fine,
like literally, it's just like a solid 6 for me.
I'll give it a 6.2.
Okay.
I like the action.
That's fine. Yeah, that's alright.
And with that, the first half is done.
Yeah, that's the end of the first
Look
half.
at that. Not bad on time.
Yeah.
Not bad. Alright, yeah, we'll take a break here, about 10 minutes or so, and we will be right back with the CineManiacs here on your station, your voice, the Galaxy Radio. Jump on it. Jump on it.
Wow, you ruined that so bad.